1. Before you leave the driveway, decide the highway. Forget the maps, you have GPS, right? You have already decided to skip Ruby Falls and Lookout Point, or maybe you haven't, but should. Decide the highway on the back seat. If you have kids, the first fight will be over the partitioning of the back seat or seats. Decide this ahead of time. Together with the family tribunal and a yardstick, measure out the allotted space for each child. Hobby Lobby has washable cloth paint, so you can draw yellow lines down the property lanes of the CS. While this will not help cut down boredom, since it may eliminate those pesky hair-pulling, screaming fights over territory worse than Caesar and Alaric the Visigoth that are so much fun, it will facilitate the boredom-killing activities listed below. Think of this as making sure no one wets the bed, instead of cutting down those awful crinkly plastic sheets. After all, you do want to get to your destination, and some backseat insurrections can cause fiery car crashes as drivers and front seat passengers reach back in awkward yoga poses to stop the mayhem. This is a tactic to help cut down on the boredom you may experience at the hospital or while waiting for your traffic ticket for going 100 in a 55 zone, because your twisted yoga pose, while needed to stop murder, nearly frightened to death an old woman pulling her groceries in a car. 2. Play a game. This tactic is not what you remember. While those in the past generations may have been contented to count license plates from different states, or pound each other on the arm on the side of a VW Beetle, not so for kids today. Playing a game means each young person needs games to play with headphones. Part of any reasonable trip expense are iPods, iPads, smartphones, gadgets, gizmos, electronics with pointy things, and lots of plugs. Don't even think of leaving the driveway without a mesh of Medusa wires to plug into anything and everything, including extension cigarette lighters. Rue and woe to the person who foolishly runs out of juice and juice boxes. Which brings us to the next boredom killing idea. Furry. Eat. Bring food. Lots of food. If you have teenagers, bring more food than clothes. You can buy clothes later. Bring water and lots of it. Individual bottles. No ice jugs that need controlling at high speeds they spill on electronics. If they like it, bring it. Forget the sugar will make you hyperrule. On trips it is the opposite. The sugar can induce near comatose states if eaten in sufficient quantities. Have no qualms. The ends justifies the means. Don't worry about wrappers. If someone doesn't want wrappers on their side of the seat, give them a garbage bag and you hold it like a newborn. Feed it, burp it, have it ready to catch flying empty bags and boxes. This is a trip, not a time for fun. Never forget the prime directive. Get there and get back. 4. Pay people to not use the restroom. This may sound bizarre, but it works. The person who cannot hold it until the next scheduled stop does not get paid, while the rest of the riders do. Make it a small amount, like per stop. If little Johnny got a go, then all the rest get each. They will all torture each other and entertain each other in the most gruesome ways while you watch with glee at how they are venting their pettiness and how they are so much like their parents. Smile at the quality of sounds of waterfalls and splashing water when one of them needs to go. Notice how their ability to spew haiku will amaze even a Zen master when they think they can force a stop. Yes, your children will keep themselves entertained by torturing each other with culture for hours. 5. Antihistamine-laced brownies. As the day wears on, you will want to become more subtle. Pre-bake and bring along some brownies or crispy treats, laced with a judicious amount of antihistamines. Make a big deal of everyone having a couple except the driver and the companion to the driver. Pretend it is someone's birthday. Pay the one who eats it the fastest. In case you haven't caught on, you will be needing about 00 in bills for your trip. But in the big scheme of things, that is nothing for gaining the joy of the happiness of fulfilling the prime directive. 6. Encourage selfies. You guessed it. Pay to the person who gets the most votes for the weirdest trip selfie, as voted by their friends. Make sure you have cellular coverage all the way to your cross-country destination. Even if you have to bribe the driver of the Google car to follow you the whole way, make sure you have cellular coverage. I am begging you. If you have to have an antenna attached to push-up bra, do it. Make sure the game lasts at least 2 hours and have an egg timer ready to make sure the timing is fair. Never ever let anything be unfair. This will endanger the prime directive and the lives of all in the vehicle. 7. Watch movies. Some silly folk do not have multimedia screens in their minivans yet. Some only have TV screens, which puts watching movies at a severe disadvantage. If you have to hire a 97-year-old TV repairman to do it and they are around, if you have kids in the vehicle, make sure each one has a screen in their designated area. Go to the nursing home. Find a TV guy. Many of these guys are geniuses at what they did and still have their tools. Promise them anything, but get those screens in there with several universal backup remotes and a satellite connection. Yes, you may have to contact NASA, but it can be done. Netflix, Hulu and On Demand is now available in vehicles through your GPS hookup. Make use of this lifeline. A screen, a remote and the lay streets will do the trick for hours, especially if used in conjunction with payment for non-stopping. 8. Hotel panic. Create a crisis and then solve it. This can burn up several hours of energy and fun too. Make the reservation at the hotel and then, when time is right, about 6 p.m., pretend you have no hotel. You forgot. You will now have to find one, and everyone is booked. My God. You may have to sleep in the van. This vision of terror, which includes not having the pool you promised earlier and heard about in the descriptions of splashing during the non-stop payment process, will busy the kids searching like mad for a hotel. Thumbs will fly. Younger children will watch in hushed tones as the older children rush to save the day and find a room. The whole time, you know 2 rooms are waiting. One for you and the driver, and one for the others, who should after this day be looking reptilian. You may even try to remember if you had been abducted the night the little delights were conceived. Remember, this is all part of the memory. Take pictures when no one is looking. Record the noise and conversation in the backseat. You may need it in car. But more than that, who does it? Who records the chatter in the backseat that you will cherish for digital generations? Think of how you will smile later in life as you giggle at how your children, who once hated each other, now only live in a global village thousands of miles apart. Make use of the togetherness and record it forever. 9. Go to a breakfast buffet. Do not get in the way. Pay the price. Let them eat. Chocolate pancakes or Nutty Buddy cereal with 100% cream and 3 helpings of ice cream. The more they eat and drink, the more time will be saved watching Ingly and recording the pay not to stop game. Plan ahead. Make sure they drink their juice and fill up on that French toast. Ladle out the gravy and the hash browns. Encourage biscuit eating and plates of bacon. Naps will come from dreams like these. 10. Tag into the promotional stations of your destination. If you have to buy stock in Sirius/XM, make certain you can pick up the broadcast of all the fun going on at your destination on the multimedia monitors app. Pass out maps of the parks and pay whoever comes up with a pathway to happiness to see everything in the time you have allotted. Pay them 5 for the top maze, 0 for the second place, and for the third. Give out maps and highlighters. Have 10 maps per participant. Get them from Triple Yeah. You do belong to Triple, yeah right. Rumor has it they have an insurance rider for passenger age legal defense. Check into it, because I think it is true. 10 maps of the park apiece, and 4 markers apiece of different colors. Don't worry about the markered up multi-use vehicle. Triple Yeah has a rider for marker mayhem, along with any bodily fluids or residue that may have to be taken care of by car detailers when you get home. When you arrive big with maps in hands and dash like mad people to the restrooms, since I assure you, there will be no dawdling. Enjoy the exercise and know you took charge with your own variation of these 10 boredom killers to use on your trip of a lifetime to your cross-country destination.